The world has ended, and what's left isn't pretty. A deadly virus called H5G9, or the sick for short, has all but destroyed humanity, and the remaining population is struggling to survive. They're also struggling to make sense of these strange human-animal hybrid babies that have started turning up in the decade after the apocalyptic plague. Some, like the dangerous last men, seek to hunt the hybrids down. Others take a more benevolent approach, choosing to save and shelter the poor kids. No one seems to know what's really going on. Such is the premise of Netflix's critically acclaimed Sweet Tooth, a fantasy drama that's based on Jeff Lemire's comic book of the same name. Its story focuses on the adventures of a human-deer hybrid called Gus and his adult friend, Tommy Jeopard. They spend the first season of the show traveling around and getting in all sorts of trouble, and by the time the final episode ends, it's clear just how many secrets and dangers they're up against. Let's take a look at the exciting ending of Sweet Tooth Season 1. The whole season has been a never-ending series of discoveries for Gus, who started the show with barely any knowledge of the world. Dangerous as they've been, his travels with Jeopard have often had an air of excitement and even positivity. By the end of the season, however, the poor kid's world has come crashing down in virtually every possible way. He now knows that he's actually a genetic experiment and that his supposed biological parents, Birdie and Pubba, were actually affiliated with the laboratory where Genetic Unit Series 1, Gus, in other words, was created. Of course, the show's not happy with just upending poor Gus's sense of self and turning his childlike wonder into shock and sadness. General Abbott's last men also take over Amy's preserve and capture its hybrid children.
What is that thing?
One of them. Bag it.
The kids are now prisoners and subject to nasty experiments by the conflicted Dr. Singh, who doesn't really like what he's doing but remains desperate to find a cure for the sick. Despite all this awfulness, there is a silver lining. Gus seems quite happy to find other hybrids, and his ability to speak saves him from the scalpel. Besides, a cliffhanger at the end of the episode makes it pretty clear that Amy and Jeopard are gearing up for the mother of all daring rescue operations. Speaking of Jeopard, the season finale is called Big Man, and sure enough, it puts Tommy Jeopard and his past trauma front and center. Through a combination of flashbacks and expository dialogue, we learn that when his wife gave birth amidst the apocalyptic chaos, Jeopard panicked and ran away from her and their child when he saw that the baby was a human-sheep hybrid. He never found either of them again, and his cowardice and loss weigh heavily on him. As such, part of his decision to help Gus is an attempt to redeem his past mistakes.
I wasn't afraid of him. I was afraid of me.
It's all very tragic, and gets even more so when the last men ruin the moment by shooting Jeopard. Fortunately, Amy is able to rescue him before he succumbs to the injury. Like everyone else who's not affiliated with the last men and General Abbott's nefarious plot to use a cure for the sick to grab even more power, Bear has a bad old time in the ending of Sweet Tooth Season 1. In her case, though, it's mainly because viewers find out how awful her life has been. As with Jeopard, we learn a whole bunch of her backstory, starting with her real name, Becky Walker, and the reason she ended up with the Animal Army. Bear lost her parents to the sick, had her hybrid little sister taken away, and wandered around until she met Tiger and started her new life. Fortunately, the audience learns that Wendy is Bear's long-lost sister, so there's hope for happiness yet. Bear is also responsible for the final reveal of the season, when her attempts to tinker with a satellite phone finally connect her to a station in Alaska, where a very surprised Birdie answers the phone. With Gus's mother still alive, it's pretty clear that the potential Sweet Tooth Season 2 just gained a very powerful and determined player. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Looper videos about your favorite movies and TV shows are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.